Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Ibu. I think we can start today info session now. We already have 55 participants. So let's start. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Ibu Bayu Duri Widanarko PhD, the Head of International Office Universitas Indonesia. Dr. Ahmad Sriwijaya, the Chair of the IISMA 2023 program. Ms. Sarah Ewing, the Regional Market Manager Southeast Asia of University of Otago. Mr. Roger Armstrong, the Senior International Recruitment Manager of Victoria University of Wellington. Ms. Laura Hill, the Regional Lead Southeast Asia and New Zealand, and Ms. Su Yi-Hor, the Regional Manager from the University of Waikato. And then Ms. Anigo, the Director of International, and Yo Piolos, the International Manager from Lincoln University. Mr. Greg Huff, Senior Manager International Mobility from MESI, and awardees. Dear students, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to the IISMA 2024 ENZ Info Session, exploring limitless possibilities to study in the middle of Middle Earth, that is hosted by Universitas Indonesia. My name is Yura Mirani, and I'm pleased to be your Master of Ceremony for today's info session. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, our agenda today will be divided into 4 parts. The first, we will hear the welcome remarks from Ibu Baiduri and Dr. Ahmad, followed by photo session, and then we will move to the main part, which is the info session, and last one will be the sharing session from the IISMA 2023 awardees that have come to New Zealand. To officially start our agenda, we will begin by listening to the national anthem of the Republic of Indonesia, Indonesia Raya. Thank you. I'm sorry due to the technical technical mistake. I will now join with my phone with this background. I'm sorry, I need to, do I need to change it? Hmm, deal. Okay, sorry for the delay. Now let's, without further ado, I would like to invite Ibu Baiduri to deliver her welcome remarks. Please welcome Ibu Baiduri.
Thank you, Yura. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon. Shalom, O Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. Kia ora. Whom I honor, Chair of IISMA 2023 programs, Dr. Rahmat Sriwijaya, Market Manager Indonesia and Malaysia of Education, New Zealand, Naluri Belawati, Sarah Uing as the Regional Market Manager Southeast Asia of University of Otago, Roger Armstrong as the Senior International Recruitment Manager of Victoria University of Wellington. From University of Waikato, Laura Hill as the Regional Lead Southeast Asia and New Zealand, and Suyi Hor as the Regional Manager. From Lincoln University, Annie Go as the Director of International, and Yo Piolus as the International Manager. From Messi University, Ia Diza as Regional Manager Southeast Asia, IISMA 2023 awardees to New Zealand, and to all the attendees. Welcome warmly to all the attendees at the IISMA 2024 ENZ Info Session, Exploring Limitless Possibilities to Study in the Middle of Middle Earth. I, on behalf of Universitas Indonesia, feel very honored to share this precious moment with you, where we together embark on an exploration journey of educational opportunities and the goals of IISMA in New Zealand. In the spirit of unity and collaboration, let me extend warm greetings to our honorable guests, educators, and students who share in our visions to promote excellence in education. Today's session is not only about providing information, but also a valuable forum for sharing important and beneficial experiences. Therefore, we eagerly anticipate active participants from all students from the beginning to the end, so that we all can fully benefit from this event. Soon, we will hear presentations from representatives of well-known universities in New Zealand. We will also hear many inspiring stories from IISMA awardees who have just returned from their studies in New Zealand. They will further discuss the richness of culture and learning environment there. Our hope is that after attending these sessions, you will not only gain information, but also be inspired to be part of this exciting journey towards academic growth, especially to choose IISMA and New Zealand for your future plan. As a graduate of Miss University Manawatu, New Zealand, I can confirm that living in New Zealand is one of my best experiences in my life. I strongly suggest you take the opportunity to study in these beautiful countries, Aotearoa. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Return to you, Yura.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Ibu Uri, for the warm welcome remarks. And now we would like to invite Dr. Rahmat Sriwijaya. He is the chair of the IISMA 2023 program. Dr. Rahmat Wijaya. Dr. Rahmat Sriwijaya.
Hello, Yura.
Hello.
All right, good morning.
Good morning. Please, the screen is yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Yura. Good morning, everybody in Indonesia, and also good afternoon, our colleagues from New Zealand University. So, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bu Baiduri, the head of International Office of University of Indonesia, and also Bu Naluri Belawati, Market Manager, Indonesia and Malaysia, Education New Zealand, and also our distinguished guest in this afternoon, Ms. Sarah Eric, from Regional Market Manager South of Asia, and also Mr. Roger Armstrong, Senior International Recruitment Manager, Ms. Laura Hill, Regional Lead Southeast Asia, New Zealand, and Ms. Suyi, who Regional Manager, and also Ms. Anego, Director of International, and Mr. Yo Piolos, International Manager, and also Ms. Diza, Regional Manager, South of Asia, and our this who has come from New Zealand this year in this month, I think. Villa Namita Kana Adinda Nababan from University of Canterbury, and also Mr. Mr. Bagina Nurul Rizan, and also Mr. Muhammad Aldri Al-Farizi from Victoria University of Wellington, and Miss Adriana Mayra from University of Auckland. Thank you very much, everybody. So I am as the chairman of IISMA program for this year, and for the next year, we are very happy to have this session meeting. And also thanks to the University of Indonesia running this session meeting this morning or this afternoon in New Zealand. So I think we hope that info session become effective, how to attract Indonesian students to come to New Zealand University. We know that we invite New Zealand University in 2021, but at the time we know that the COVID at the peak season, so it's not easy to send students to your country, and at the time the border is closed. In 2022, only limited visa from your government. But this year we are very happy that your government and also embassy in Jakarta fully support for this program. So why we can send a lot of students to your university and your country. So for the next year, we hope that more university and also we can send more students to New Zealand for the next year. So I think your participation in this info session meeting can attract students to come to a university next year. I want to inform you that for the next year, we will increase the number of students. This year, we send 1,984 students to 128 universities in 26 countries. So for the next year, we will send around 3,500 students. So we hope that we can increase the number of students to New Zealand more than 100 or 200. So we hope that depend on your promotion to the student. And also please consider about the fee. Sometimes we consider about the tuition fee. So if you can give the student reduction for the tuition fee, so we hope that we can send more students than this year. So we hope the collaboration between the university and also your government, your embassy in Jakarta, with the Ministry of National Education of Republic Indonesia will increase the number of students. So we hope that for the future collaboration between two nations, not only in education, but a nation like now Dr. Baiduri, one of your alumni, become the ambassador from from your country to Indonesia. So she promote your country to Indonesian university and especially for University of Indonesian student. And actually we have another scheme. The first one we call the affirmation that for the student who come outside from Java Island, they have chance to join with the IISMA program with special criteria. And then second one, the regular one, that's a very competitive one, not easy to become the winner of that the program. And then the last one, co-funding. So if you can provide some facilities for the student, for example, for the dorm, so you can attract many students to come to your university because they can finance by themselves for the living allowance. The living allowance including for the accommodation and also for the meals. But for the tuition fee and registration fee and international airfare will covered by the ministry. That's another issue. The other ones, we also we are running the fourth scheme. We call that for the professional program. So if you have a strong program related with entrepreneurship in your university, so please prepare and apply for IISMA. We will announce the fourth program later. Now we're preparing for the program. For the entrepreneur program, the student only focus on the issue about the entrepreneurship, including the courses and also the participation in the company related with entrepreneurship. So it's slightly different with a regular program. And then we can specific send student from specific field of study background. For example, you can consider about the student from business or other field of study. The aim of this program is to prepare for the entrepreneur for the future. So that's a different background with the regular program. So we hope Bu Naluri can manage that issue and discuss with the university from New Zealand to prepare for the fourth scheme of the IISMA for the next year. So thank you very much. So we hope that we can get one or two proposals from New Zealand for the fourth scheme, or we call that professional program for the entrepreneur student. Thank you very much. Back to you, Yura. So, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you so much, Bapak Rahmat, for the welcoming remark and also for the very informative introduction of the program. And then before we officially kick off today's session, I would like to invite to all the participants to open your cameras for photo session. I think I will wait for a minute for you to get ready. Okay, please open up your camera. Okay, I have 5 slides in my screen, so hold your pose. For the first slide on my mark, 1, 2, 3, smile. And for the second slide on my mark, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And for the third slides, 1, 2, 3. The fourth slide, 1, 2, 3. And for the last slide, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's done. Thank you. Follow your poses and smile. Now let us continue to the session. And then speaker, I would like to introduce to welcome Ms. Naluri Bella Wati. She is the market manager in Indonesia and Malaysia Education New Zealand. Please welcome Ms. Naluri Bella.
Thank you. Please allow me to share my screen. Just 1 second. All right, can you guys see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Yura. First of all, I would like to say thank you. Thank you so much for International Office of University of Indonesia. Thank you for hosting this event. For Ibu Baiduri Widanarko, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to see our New Zealand alumna has a really good career at University Indonesia, and this is also to showcase the quality of education of New Zealand education as well. Thank you so much, Pa Rahmat Sriwijaya from IISMA. Thank you for the support since day one, and then hopefully we will be sending more students to New Zealand in 2024. And thank you so much for your information on the new scheme of IISMA 2024. So hopefully we will be able to cater the proposals as well for the entrepreneurs. So I will not take too long, but maybe I will give you a brief introduction about a study with New Zealand and why you should consider New Zealand as your destination, not only for the IISMA program but also for other programs in the future. Thank you so much for New Zealand team who are attending this event as well. They are so excited to also receive you guys later in 2024. So welcome to a study with New Zealand. So first of all, we always start off with this phrase. It is a kia ora. So in New Zealand, we have 3 official languages. The first one is, of course, English. The second one is the New Zealand Sign Language. And then the third one is a Maori language. So next time you are in New Zealand, do not hesitate to say kia ora when you meet with other fellow Kiwis or New Zealanders. So kia ora, everyone. So just a bit information about Education New Zealand. So we are the government agency responsible for building international education. We promote New Zealand as a study destination and also facilitate all New Zealand institutions to have access to facilitate university to university collaboration and so on and so forth. So we have more than 90 staff in 22 locations around the world, including in Indonesia, and I am based at New Zealand Embassy in Jakarta. So just another infographics about New Zealand in case you are still not familiar about our country. So we are quite small and then quite isolated from the rest of the world. That's why we are we call it the middle of Middle Earth. And then we only have 5 million population in total. I mean, you know, Jakarta population is around 15 million during the day and 10 million during the night. So can you imagine one country only 5 million people, but that's where the opportunities are available. And of course, we also, like Indonesia, we have 2 islands in total. We have an island country, but we only have 2 islands. We have a North Island as well as South Island. And the capital city of New Zealand is Wellington. I know some people sometimes mix it up with Auckland, but Auckland is the biggest city in New Zealand, but not the capital city. So just another fun fact about New Zealand. So actually, New Zealand ranks 10th out of 137 countries in the World Happiness Report. So maybe you can ask the New Zealand colleagues or the IISMA awardees whether New Zealanders or Kiwi are truly happy people, but there are a lot of variables that makes us one of the happiness countries in the world, from the life expectancy, social support, generosity, and also absence of the government corruption. The next question is why study with New Zealand? And I always answer why not, because there are a lot of things that maybe you are not familiar yet. So maybe let's start with the quality of education. So we only have 8 New Zealand universities in total, and then they are all owned by the government. And then all New Zealand universities are ranked in the top 3% in the world. Maybe now is in the top 2%. And then when we are talking about the quality, we also focusing on preparing students for the future, because we know that it is very important for the future students, because we know the world is changing, and then maybe jobs available right now will not be available later in the future. So we want to ensure all the students will be equipped with analytical thinking, creative mindset, and hands-on experience when you are studying in New Zealand. With IISMA program, you will be also experience those kind of skill sets. And when it comes to the beauty, I mean, by all means, you already know the beauty of New Zealand, and then we are also the second most peaceful country in the world. And then another thing that I want to highlight is the student welfare. New Zealand universities, New Zealand government really, really care about international students. We value you, and then we also understand that you are far away from your hometown or your home country. So we want to ensure you are safe and sound during your study here in New Zealand. So no need to worry. If you need anything, you can just ask the student support available in each university. Okay, just another information. So in New Zealand, we have 3 different providers. The first one is, of course, university. The second one is New Zealand Institute of Skills and Technology. So both of these providers are owned by the government, but we also have private training establishment, or private, usually it's non-degree or courses or something like a specific, like a cookery or pastry, or you want to learn a media and something like that. So basically that's our main providers. We also have education technology companies as well, but we're just talking about these providers. So yes, in New Zealand, we have 8 universities. Some of them are here to give you more information about their programs, their lifestyle, their clubs, and so on and so forth. So those universities are scattered all over the country, and then you will get more information from them later on. But just to highlight that 4 universities are IISMA's partners in 2023, and then we hope that we will have more universities partner up with IISMA program this year as well. Just another information about New Zealand Institute of Skills and Technology that we have in 2023. One of our ENZ IST also became the partner of IISMA vocational program, and then hopefully this year we will be also partnering up with other vocational institutions. Just a brief information of the duration of study. Of course, it is not available for the IISMA awardees, but who knows that you are considering pursuing your further study in New Zealand. For bachelor's degree, usually it's 3 years to complete, and then master degrees 1 to 2 years, and then the doctoral degree 3 to 4 years. There are 2 intakes in February and July, but I think for IISMA awardees, you will be there around July, if I'm not mistaken. So the second semester. This is entry requirements for the normal international students, but of course for IISMA students, you also need to submit the minimum entry requirements. like English proficiency, and then later on the university reps will be telling you the minimum requirements for you to apply for their programs. Just information about New Zealand Education Uni. You know, in New Zealand, we start from preschool up to doctoral degree and PhD, so you can definitely choose any level of education institution for you to apply. So this is just information about tuition fees and living costs, but it's not relevant to you guys as IISMA awardees, but yeah, this is just to showcase how much you need to spend per year when studying in New Zealand. Of course, this is also tuition fees, and then but no worries, as an IISMA awardee, everything will be covered by the ministry, so it's quite a good money to invest in New Zealand, to be fair. And of course, there are other opportunities. Usually for the normal international student, you are eligible to work 20 hours and up to 40 hours during semester. But I don't think IISMA will allow you to do so. But there are a lot of opportunities for work experience, for cultural events, and then you can also join clubs and stuff like that during your IISMA program. This is another fact. If you are studying in New Zealand as an international student for example, 3 years, 2 years, or 4 years, you will be eligible for a post-study work visa that you can work in New Zealand for up to 3 years after graduation, depending on your qualification and where you studied. Usually for the sponsored students like LPDP or New Zealand Manaki Scholarship, you have to go back to Indonesia post your study. But for those who pursue your study individually or fully paying students, you will be eligible for this post-study work visa. This is also maybe for the other lecturers at UI, because I also see some universities attending the event. For those who want to pursue PhD package, there are a lot of benefits. One of them is you need to pay the same as New Zealanders, so it's a domestic fees. And then if you have child, you can also enroll your child in school. Your spouse or partners can apply for an open work visa, and then you will be eligible to apply for a 3-year post-study work visa as well. So these are the scholarship available for New Zealand. The first one is, of course, from the Indonesian government scholarship. So we have LPDP. Some of our universities are listed in the 2023 LPDP list. And then we also have the Beasiswa Indonesia Bangkit by Kemenak. Some of our universities are also listed there. And then these are all subjects that you can choose. And of course, Indonesian International Student Mobility Awards for non-degree program. On the right is the 2023 IISMA awardees when they visited the New Zealand Embassy in Jakarta before departing to New Zealand. We also have New Zealand government scholarships. It's called Manaki Scholarship, and then it's only for postgraduate programs, and usually it is very targeted for a national priority subject. But by all means, in case you want to pursue your study in New Zealand from with this scholarship, you can always check our social media as well as our website. Of course, there are also scholarship opportunities by the providers. I think that's all about it. So hopefully you will find the information session useful, and then I'll hand it over to Yura again. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mbak Bella. Thank you very much for the tour of explanation and information. I think some of us already interested to join to study at New Zealand. And I would like to invite, if there are any of you who have questions, you can use the raise hands feature, or you can ask your question in the chat box. Then we will address this to whoever you are asked your questions to. Now, I would like to invite the second speaker. She is the Regional Market Manager for Southeast Asia from the University of Otago, Miss Sarah Ewing. Please welcome Miss Sarah. Thank you.
Kia ora, Salamat Pagi. How is everybody
Kia
today? I
ora.
hope you are all good. We've got Kia ora down pat already. I love it. Now, can I just check, are you seeing my screen okay?
Yes, Miss Sarah.
Fantastic. Let me just get back to, I've gone straight to business. I got a little bit excited when you said entrepreneurship there. Just bear with me 1 second. I've got to get back to my first slide. Sorry, technical glitches. Here we go. Okay, thank you for your patience. Right, I have got 10 minutes to tell you all about why you should consider studying in New Zealand, as well as our little part of the world, the University of Otago. So, got to kick in. We are New Zealand's first university. We were formed in 1869, and we are located right down in the bottom of the South Island in a beautiful city called Dunedin. The reason we're here, back in the 1800s, gold was discovered, invested in education, and for the last 150, nearly 4 years now, we are New Zealand University City. So think of us like a smaller version of Yogyakarta, where people travel from all over the country, Australia and the world, and come and study down with us. So this is how you would get to us. So if you're not familiar with a map of New Zealand, Nallery just gave you an indication. We have our cousin over on the left to us, Australia, you may have heard of there. And then obviously we're the smaller couple of islands, not too far away from Australia. So Dunedin as a city, we've got a relatively small population, 130,000, which by Indonesian standards is like a small hamlet. But out of that city, we've got 25,000 students. So it really is a dynamic city to come and study in. And I'm just going to share with you a flyover. It's probably the best way to talk you through what our city looks like. So we are on a harbour, as you can see, 45 minutes. We're surrounded by beautiful beaches. And this then keys you over into our beach suburb of St. Clair. Lots of our students go there for picnics during the day. And in the evening time, we have very long summer nights down here. And this gives you an idea of the scale of our city. So our city centre, or our civic area, where the majority of our businesses are located, and our cafes and restaurants, etc. From there, quick flyover our railway station, which looks remarkably similar to the clock tower you see behind me. And then it's a short 10-minute walk to our clock tower. So that's what we would call our heart of campus. This is a this is an area where actually I sit in this building, and I'm there right now.
Sarah,
And
I'm
this will
sorry
pull you
to
out to show you the
interrupt it.
scale of our campus. So from the point up to the top down to the bottom, that's about a 5-minute walk in each direction to our health sciences, our science buildings.
Excuse me, Sarah.
It covers
Sarah.
our business school, as well
Sarah.
as our law school and education.
I think your screen is a blank. It's
Yeah.
black. We only see black
The
screen.
video is not playing in our
Yeah.
screen.
Maybe you need to go to the share screen.
Okay, you now have 14 residential colleges. Can you hear? Not hear?
Yeah, we can hear you, but we cannot see your screen, your video.
Oh, you
it's only
can't see the
black
video.
one.
Oh, don't
Yeah.
worry about it
Maybe
then.
you-
I'm talking. Thank you for the heads up. I won't show you any more videos.
Maybe you need to
Shame,
put
it was
your
beautiful
share
too.
screen. The
Oh, technical challenges here today. Just bear with me.
go
How
to
about that? Right?
you haven't put your you need to click that one.
Yeah, Dunedin and
Yes.
Spring.
Yes, click that one.
Okay,
The
beautiful.
Screen view.
So you can see the screen.
Yes, but not the screen view.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one, please. Yes, that one.
No,
Doesn't
it's not
work?
working. It's magic. Not at all,
Doesn't work.
sadly.
Oh, that's okay.
Okay, you
We
get
can
you
see
get
anyway.
to see you get to see all of my slides at once. How exciting. So quickly talk you through this. Dunedin in spring, we have 4 definitive seasons in New Zealand, and especially down in Dunedin. So quite different to Indonesia, which I'm just back from. So we have beautiful clear blue sky days. Oh, this is not. And then we have our summer, we have autumn, and then we have a winter, which everybody asks me how cold does it get. Yes, we do get a couple of days of snow, but it does not last, and it does warm up during the day too. So a really beautiful part of the world to discover. As you didn't get to see my video, this is a bit of an overview of the city. As I said, very walkable, but what makes us really special too is this beautiful outdoors. So we are 3.5 hours away from the adventure capital of Queenstown. Gorgeous tourism where you can get out, escape away, do very different things than you could do in life in Indonesia, the home of bungee jumping, Queenstown. And for those of you who maybe like a little bit quieter, we've got some beautiful, as I said, beaches and nature close to us. So into the university itself, as I said, New Zealand's first university, ranked in the top 1% of universities in the world. So again, you know you're going to get a good academic standard when you study in New Zealand. Lots of options to choose from. We're about 18,000 on our Dunedin campus where our study abroad students come from. And we are very much known as being New Zealand's only truly residential university. Everything is within walking distance of campus, including where you would stay as an IISMA student and our residential colleges. So we're lucky enough, we are pretty beautiful. It's such an amazing experience to be on our campus as a student. Very high rankings within the top 200 for a broad range of subjects, ranked 206 in the world. And then looking more into what could you study as a study abroad student at Otago. Now we have 4 academic divisions. Health sciences is one of those. Now we don't have many options for study abroad in this category. The majority of our students who come from Indonesia will be studying sciences and commerce. So this is what I'm going to touch on more. So our sciences, we are New Zealand's most science-intensive university, incredibly lucky to have a beautiful outdoor playground around us. Playground is also a work ground and where you can get to have hands-on learning experience. Our business school, beautiful space to study in, and again, a huge range of majors available, including our Bachelor of Entrepreneurship. So yeah, we are, for a small city, really big in the startup space, and lots of connections can be made here. And then on to not forgetting our humanities department, where we have everything from law through to education. This is just a taste of what our IISMA students studied this year. So through marine, communication stats, tourism marketing management, and also get that really different experience and learn something about New Zealand. Our Maori Society paper was very popular, as was our politics paper. We also have an option with health, nutrition, and psychology. So life in the classroom, like every university, we've got fabulous big lectures. We also have great tutorials, and that was the feedback that our IISMA students loved so much, was the interactive experience that they got talking directly to academic staff and their peers in the smaller tutorial size. And unlike a lot of universities, again, that outdoor playground if you are getting into sciences and some hands-on field work. We also have really good laboratory sessions. So that gives you a bit of a taster. From an academic year, IISMA students would normally come in July, the second semester. So that is July through to November. And applications for that would be the 30th of April. So when it comes to your study abroad exchange, we'd be looking for a GPA 3 out of 4, IELTS 6, no band below 5.5. We have fantastic accommodation for our study abroad students. We have a whole range of what we call university flats. This is a taster of what they look like. It's more like a house or a townhouse where you would share with your other IISMA awardees. You have your own kitchen, own bedroom, shared kitchen, shared living facilities, and normally a bit of a garden. So lots of, again, fresh air, blue sky. So everything is taken care of for you. You don't have to worry about bedding or kitchen utensils or anything like that. You just walk in with your bag. Everything's there ready for you to go. We also have a fantastic selection of supermarkets close by. This is all walking distance, great Asian supermarkets, though I am reliably told you might need to make your own sambal because we're not quite spicy enough in New Zealand. So what does life in the campus look like? So we, like lots of campuses, but what is fantastic is our outdoor spaces. Our students really take advantage of our clean blue skies, our fresh air, our greenery that they can sit around. And we are incredibly inclusive. So we've got about 2,300 international students, a whole mix of nationalities. Our largest actual student numbers come from the States, and they also come for one semester study abroad. So we're really used to doing this. We've been doing it for many, many years, and the support is there for you. You'll also get taught by a large number of international academic staff. Lots and lots of activities to get involved in. Our IISMA students took full advantage of this year, everything from choirs, riding, tree planting, sustainability, leadership. It's there for you in the 10 minutes. Oh, I'm going to be nearly up soon. So 160 clubs and societies. We have a fantastic Indonesian Students Association that you can join. They would love to see you, as well as some of the clubs that our study abroad students really enjoy doing because it gives them that taster of New Zealand life. But it's also about the study. We have 7 university libraries available to you. No excuses not to do that academic work along the same time. And because you are here and it's all walkable, you have time to get involved in as much as you want to. Ask a Tago drop-in, student health on campus, friendly campus watch team to make sure you're all looked after and taken care of, and lots and lots and lots of student support. So we're there to help, whether it's from your peers or from our student support team. And to round it out, we have our 3-level fitness facility, Unipol. Healthy body, healthy mind is a big part of life in New Zealand, and we encourage you to get amongst it. This is a snapshot of some of our IISMA students this year. As you can see, they took full advantage of it. And I will also, I did have a video to show you, but it's clearly not playing of our current, of our IISMA students that came this year, but I can safely say they all had a fantastic time, and we loved hosting them. We hope to host more of you in 2024, and just thank you again for the opportunity. The IISMA program has been great to be part of, and we really hope to welcome more Indonesian students onto our campus. So terima kasih. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the New Zealand presentations in our fabulous universities in this country.
Thank you very much, Sarah, for the beautiful presentation. And I would like to remind you once again that if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask in the chat box. We will open Q&A session as well, but we will open it after the third speaker. I would like to invite the Senior International Recruitment Manager of Victoria University of Wellington. Please welcome Mr. Roger Armstrong.
Kia ora koutou katoa. I hope you can hear me okay. I am going to share my screen and start off with a presentation. So, yes. If you bear with me. Okay, so I hope you're seeing a lovely photo of Wellington City. Just before I start talking about Victoria University of Wellington, I would like to thank UI for hosting this session. Victoria's very pleased to have a couple of relationships with UI, one at undergraduate level in the business faculty, and one at postgraduate level to do with public policy and public management. So we appreciate this is a good university, and we've had some fantastic students come from here, including a couple of very good IISMA students this year. So a shout out to both Binda and Ace, who were excellent students to have as part of the IISMA program at Victoria University of Wellington this year. And I just want to emphasize that IISMA students were really an asset to the university to have on campus and to have in the environment. I'm going to talk to you a bit about my university and where we are. As Naluri said, Wellington is the capital city of New Zealand. It's in the geographic heart of the country. It is the cultural and cafe capital, as well as being the political capital. And you will see from the map that there are easy accesses to both north and south into those beautiful areas that make up New Zealand. My office is just across the road from Parliament, and at the top left-hand side of the screen you will see a photo that I have taken from my desk, and I am looking out at a place called the Beehive, which is where our Prime Minister should be doing his job, but he's not there today, I'm very sorry to say. Wellington's an interesting place because it is the capital. Over 34% of the population that make up the city of almost 500,000 were not born in New Zealand. So that makes it an interesting cosmopolitan city to come and study at. I just want to show you something here. In this photo, I can show you one of the campuses of the university. In fact, the main campus of the university called Kelvin Campus. And that is where our IISMA students studied this year. But this is a compact city that is very easy to get around, and our students could jalan to other campuses and other parts of the city. So I am talking to you from down here, if you can see where the laser pointer is pointing, and that is about 20 minutes walking from the campus up on the hill. So this is a compact city that is easy to get around and easy to enjoy. Wellington is known to be a safe and friendly city and ranks highly on the Safe Cities Index. And I think that's important for students, but also important for parents of students. I mentioned before that people come from many parts of the world to make up the population of Wellington. So it is diverse. It is also creative. It is the heart of creative industry in New Zealand. And that is very exciting. Clean and green, high tech, and I mentioned easy to get around. So Victoria is the university of the capital city. We're 126 years old this year. We're a mid-sized university, 21,000 students with about 2,700 international students, and 106 of these students this year are from Indonesia. So easy for students to find other Indonesian students to link into. Of course, a good university, you would expect to have strong connections with partners and government and organizations, and we do that. We also have partnerships around the world, and UI is one of those. What does it look like? What do we study, and what would your study with us look like? Well, here's an idea of our campuses. Now, I'm sitting in Pipitea campus down here. This is where we have our School of Business and Government and also our law faculty. Up on the hill, we have 5 faculties: education, engineering, which is all about digital technology, health, humanities and social sciences, and science. Now, health is not medicine. Otago has medicine, not us, I'm afraid. And then our 3rd campus is a focus on architecture and design. So an interesting range of types of study in a comprehensive university. Just some views of Wellington and the campuses. Here is Parliament. Now I am sitting right here. If you can see the laser pointer on my building, and if you look closely, you will see that I am waving out the window right now. I hope you can see me. Ha ha. But here is a lovely place that is in the midst of where business and government does its work, and lovely facilities as you would expect. As with all the universities, our ranking is good enough, we believe, at the moment to attract good students. We also have accreditations for what we teach so that students can be sure there will be recognition for what they study. And you'll see a thing up here that is a QS star rating. We are 5-star plus QR star rating. There's only a handful of universities in the world that have this. That is about student experience. What is the quality of your facilities? What's the quality of the staff? What's the quality of the internationalization experience, the possibility of employment at the end, etc. We perform well in that. Here's another view of Wellington with the Kelburn campus as the focus. Down on the right-hand side towards the bottom is an idea of some accommodation nearby. There's some accommodation across from a park off to the left. Importantly, a building here that is 9 stories high has the key library for this campus. And that is a problem for Indonesian students because the view out the window is so beautiful that students get, they start dreaming instead of focusing on their work. And IISMA students have told us that was the main problem of coming to study at Victoria this year. And then downtown we have architecture and design. Lovely facilities. As you would expect, recreation facilities, good lecture theatres, places where students can come together, and some strange creatures. And I'm showing you a strange creature up there on the left, a photo that's being held by my friend Sue. That is not found in Indonesia, I'm very sorry. And if you want to see one, you have to come to New Zealand, and Victoria University is a very good place to see this creature, and I won't tell you any more about it. The university has been around for 126 years. We want to be around longer. We will have a zero carbon footprint by 2030 to ensure that the sort of programs we teach that are in the top 100, top 150 in the world will remain like that. We want to continue to have a significant and good impact on the world around us. Now, as IISMA students, there will be some courses you can take and some that will not be available to you. But just so that you know, you will be part of this bigger range of study that's going on, and the students you meet will be doing an interesting range of types of study, from the climate and environment, design, arts and expression, building science, things to do with business and government, and that includes, interestingly, innovation and entrepreneurship. And then we go on to things like health, philosophy, music, psychology, a school of psychology that's over 100 years old, and the social sciences. So IISMA students can fit into this range of interesting types of study that is going on at the university. Here are some other photos. We are involved in very new stuff at the university. The Robinson Institute on the left is involved with superconductivity and magnets that do things that we never thought possible in the old days. But we have a classics museum, and there is a statue that is small that's in our classics museum that's over 5,000 years old. So this idea of past and present, of interesting, new, innovative, that's the sort of stuff that goes on at a university like this. What sort of possibilities were there for study for our IISMA students this year? Here's a range of the courses that were available to IISMA students. Our IISMA students came in July and we're here for what seemed now a very brief time. And so I've listed programs that were available with a July start. Maori Society and Culture, only to be found in New Zealand. Very interesting and unique. Social and cultural diversity, media study and politics, society, film movements, linguistics, what is religion, interaction design, artificial intelligence, very important. I wish I had some. A comment about Antarctica and unfreezing the continent, revolutions, empires and peoples, and an introduction to international relations. These are some of the areas that are significant at Victoria University and could be of interest and could make a difference to your own future. I have looked at some more possibilities for what could be available next year, and I will be suggesting some more to IISMA, and that will include Introduction to the Universe, Art, Revolution and Crisis, perhaps Cell and Molecular Biology, Myth and Mythologies, Earth Science for a Changing Planet, very important at the moment. Intercultural communication fits in with a real strong focus we have. A course about the big questions, and really are they the big questions, one of our philosophy courses. And then this one, Remaking Places, Geographies of Development, Equity and Social Change. Things like development studies are very significant and important at this university. What do you need? Well, we know IISMA students are fantastic, and we know students from UI are very good academic students. What we also want to be sure of is that your English level is good enough. We accept IELTS, TOEFL, Pearson, and for Indonesian students, you can also submit Duolingo 110. Oh, sorry about this photo. I keep forgetting I have got that there. Here's a Nobel Prize. Come to us and you can look at a Nobel Prize as you go to your classes every day. What about the student experience? Well, when you arrive, you will be able to take part in a very good orientation program and the O Week. We have 180 student clubs, societies and sports, a buddy program, so we can link you up with someone before you arrive. And students have found that really good. International Student Association, and these leadership and community volunteering programs. And I'm talking with the International Leadership Program at the moment to see if there's something specific we can offer for IISMA students next year. Wellington is the capital city. The Indonesian embassy is just 10 minutes, jalan-jalan, from the Kelvin campus here. So our IISMA students this year were involved in a whole lot of stuff to do with the embassy. We have a student association, and of course, as with others, Gamelan Orchestra that we would like you to be part of if you would like. I am already talking with accommodation about possibilities for next year for IISMA students. The preference is for self-catered accommodation, and the university offers that. And there are all sorts of options you can request within that. For example, male or female floors only. No alcohol in the area, things like that. All our accommodation is within walking distance of our campuses. And on this slide, you will see some red markers that are where we have accommodation options. Our students this year were, I think, down where this marker is at the moment, not too far from the campus. We will collect students from the airport. We feel bad if they are left at the airport. We must get them to their accommodation as soon as possible. I mentioned international orientation before. Students will come with insurance, and we have an insurance officer in our international support team. We will make sure we monitor your progress, but then the services that are there available for all students include counselling and health, a big area we call Māori Ora. Learning support, prayer rooms, finance, well, finance isn't so important, career development, not so important, but these are part of the larger group of services available to our international students. All too quickly this year, it was time to say goodbye to students. Everything happens so quickly. The settling in, the time you're here, the chance for you to be part of things and join in. And it was sad to see our students go, and particularly people like Ace and Binder, of course. Now, our own graduates go all over the world. Possibilities that come from their study at Victoria are extraordinary. What we would like to think is that our own IISMA students who come to experience part of their time with the university will go away with enhanced options for their future as well. And as I said earlier, these are great students for us to have on campus, and we hope we can offer as good a experience as they deserve. It is easy to email us and contact me in particular. My name's Roger Armstrong, and our website has good information for international students. So thanks so much for listening. That's it from me at the moment.
Thank you very much, Roger, for the very thorough information about the Victoria University of Wellington. And I would like now to invite Miss Laura Hill and Miss Sui Hor from the University of Waikato. Miss Laura.
Hi.
Kia
Hi,
ora.
Yura. Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Selamat siang, everybody. Miss Laura is not attending today, so I will be with her. I'm sorry, I will be presenting today. So yes, as long as there's a representative from University of Waikato. So right, allow me to share my screen, everybody. So while I wait for the page to load. Right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, Miss Sui.
Right, right. Okay, so let me, right, so I enable the sharing of sound because there's going to be a video. Right, selamat siang, selamat pagi, everybody. I am Suyi, Regional Manager for the University of Waikato. I think you can hear from my accent that I should be around this region of Southeast Asia, which it is. I am based in Kuala Lumpur and Malaysia, so occasionally I'll travel to Indonesia and hopefully get to see all of you one of these days when I'm around town. Now, just now, our colleagues, Naluri and my colleagues from other universities have shared a map of New Zealand, where are we or where everybody is, and you can see University of Waikato is located in Hamilton, which is not very far away from Auckland, 1 hour and 30 minutes to be exact. And we have another campus in Tauranga City, which is also another drive of 1 hour and 30 minutes plus minus. And so the Waikato region where Hamilton, the city is located, is just 1.5 hours drive, as I mentioned earlier. And the region, the Waikato region, is the dairy production powerhouse of New Zealand. And the manufacturing sector is already a second largest contributor to Waikato GDP. So you've seen that triangle, the Auckland, Hamilton, Tauranga. So this golden triangle, that makes up about 60% of the total population of New Zealand. And specifically, there is a logistics center that has been identified located in Hamilton, which is just opposite the university, and it's called the Ruakura Inland Port. That is the largest inland port of New Zealand, and it's really just opposite the university. So you see this picture, background picture, that's the Hamilton CBD, and just crossing the river, and that will be just 10 minutes, and you see the university campus not too far away. As I mentioned earlier, Auckland, Hamilton, and Tauranga, these three cities, if you link that up together, that forms the super hub of New Zealand, and where there are all the logistics, the supply chain, you've got the commercial, retail, green space, so that's going to be a lot of development or perkembangan, if you call that, in Bahasa. So Hamilton is the 4th largest city in New Zealand, very close to Auckland, but not only
I think Miss Sui is not with us at the moment. Miss Sui, can you hear me? I
I'm
think
back.
you just kicked out
Yes.
for a bit.
I
Okay.
know. The line just got disconnected. I'm so sorry, everyone. So let's
It's okay.
continue where we left off. So could you see my screen, Yura?
Yes, clearly.
Okay, right. So let me. So let's continue where we have left off. Right. I was just at this page where Hamilton is the fourth largest city in New Zealand, close to big city in Auckland, just a short distance away from the natural beauty of New Zealand. Cost of living is fantastic, very affordable, and you get to enjoy the perks of city life with lower prices. So for example, if you've got the student ID or concession card, city bus ride is just only cost you $1 two New Zealand dollar a ride. And because just now the Golden Triangle cities that I just shared, so which means there's going to be a growing number of population and people just walking around and of course doing the businesses. So you see a growing number of cafes, businesses, restaurants, and particularly Hamilton East is close to campus and there's a full of options of locally made ice creams, quirky cafes, vintage shops, just when you like to explore, when you have free time. So the other three favorite, if not activities like Raglan Beach, if you like to do surfing, or if you would like to, for professional surfers, that's really the spot for surfers. And obviously, New Zealanders, Kiwis love rugby, to talk about rugby, the game all the time. And of course, that beautiful picture, which is the Blue Spring. If you like to do hiking, that's absolutely marvelous. So I like to skip that part, just not this part, sorry about that. Internet is just not really, well, let's just say the technology is not helping me today. So some of you will be curious and have consumed this for a long time, which is the anchor butter. And it is produced in Hamilton, Waikato region. And probably this is also kind of familiar to you if, well, our title here is to explore the land of Middle Earth. And where you go, the Hobbiton, which is the filming site of the Hobbits. And it's just about 1 hour drive away, not very far away from the university, university, and of course, Hamilton. And of course, the first internet connection of New Zealand started back in 1980. So that all started back in Waikato University. I think I will have to skip this video. That's because I see some pop-up internet connections not very stable. So, but you can view that video on YouTube very conveniently. So who or what is the University of Waikato? So we are ranked 250, number 250 in the QS World University rankings, and pretty good, stands pretty good as a number in research, especially number 1 New Zealand for research. And for business and economics, we're number 1, we rank number 1 in New Zealand and the Times Higher Education World Subject Ranking. And of course, there's a lot of undergraduate and postgraduate programs that includes internships or work placement, as you call it. Of course, IISMA students won't be able to do that, but just in case you want to explore that for your S2 and S2 in the future, then you can consider that as well. So you send this CBD, and that's the Hamilton campus, where the accommodation is just on your right side, and you can just walk to your campus, and you don't need any public transportation on your daily classes or for just revision, everything. And I'm sure with you walking to your campus, I'm sure you get fitter, stronger physically, And Hamilton campus is just 10 minutes drive the city center. So on campus, we've got facilities or infrastructure like shops, cafes, gyms, halls of residence. And the other campus, Tauranga City, beautiful, facing the Bay of Plenty. And this is a smaller capacity because we only can manage about 1,005 students. And of course, some of the unique courses like marine science or aquaculture is hosted at or delivered at the Tauranga campus. Now, these are the subject rankings as ranked by QS. It ranges from business management all the way to computer science and as well as hospitality. So these are some of
I think she kicks out again. Yeah, okay. She's come back. Is we?
Yes, I'm
Okay,
back.
please continue. That happens all the
Right.
time.
So I know. So let's continue where we left off. So as do a list of courses quickly. Some of them are short, rather short, like a year or 1.5 years or 2 years, depending your last health entry qualification. Now, a little something different, just like what my colleagues has just mentioned. There are some courses are rather unique just to New Zealand, just like the study of Maori, in the Maori world, international relations, or something like Kapahaka, which is the noble dances of the Maori. So perhaps you can think about that when you want to participate in the IISMA program. Now, you'll be staying in our halls of residence, so it can be self-catered or fully catered, depending on your budget. And not forgetting, you'll be participating in some activities with our student association, depending whether it's Malaysian Student Association, it depends, they could host that, or Indonesian Students Association. And right in front of your screen is one of our student ambassador who participated in the Indonesian Independence Day held not too long ago. And we collect you from the airport, Auckland International Airport, and we send you all the way to the university campus. And while you're there, we do not forget about your student support, because we think that it's very important you have really good student experience with us. And if you're a student with us, and obviously whether IISMA or not, you get to join some of the clubs. And but of course, if you have to be a full-time student, then you can even form your own club if you think that number of clubs doesn't interest you. So thank you so much for having me today, and I'll pass back to Yura.
Thank you so much, Sui, for the information. We already have heard from 3 universities in New Zealand. So I would like to encourage all of you participants, if you have any questions, you could ask by raising your hands in Q&A session or use the chat box. Thank you. We will now move to the 4th speaker. She's the international manager from Lincoln University, I believe, Miss Yopiolus. Is that correct? Did I pronounce your name correctly?
Yes, it is correct. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice to meet you, everyone. Selamat pagi.
Pagi.
Hi. So nice to meet you from Lincoln University. My university is located in Christchurch, South Island. So I hope you can see my slide over here. Christchurch is located in South Island, and you can see on your slide on the right-hand side, I have circled Christchurch in the black dot, which is we are the 2nd largest city in New Zealand. So most people would know Auckland. Some of them may know Wellington. However, you may not know that Christchurch is actually the 2nd biggest city in New Zealand. So we are one of the best locations because we are the main playground when it's come to short-term or student mobility. We're talking mainly about experience. And I want every student who come to Lincoln University for the student mobility, for exchange, for short-term to get the best experience that they can. So here it is. This is Lincoln University. We located in the Christchurch City, Canterbury regions. As you can see here, we are only approximately 20 minutes from Christchurch International Airport, and the land is really flat. So over here, you don't need to worry about, like taking a bicycle, or maybe you need to walk up the hill or down the hill because it's really flat land. However, on the western side, we have a beautiful ski field, and also on the eastern side, we have a really good summer beach. So if you want to get the best of both worlds, whether it's the winter activity or summer activity, I would recommend you to come to Lincoln University. So among the 8 universities, Lincoln University is the smallest in terms of the number of students. We are currently about 4,000 students in total, that include all international students and domestic students. And we have approximately 600 staff, that include academic staff and also admin staff, who always there to help you. Even before you depart Indonesia, we also help you, and also we look after you throughout your experience at Lincoln University. When I'm talking about the small university, I'm only talking about the size of the student, which is the number of the student in total. However, in terms of land, we are pretty big. Lincoln University is about 58 hectares. So we have a very beautiful piece of land. So as you see on the slide at the moment, at the back, which is the background of the 2 students that's talking heavily in the front, is our Ivy Library, which is one of the iconic building at Lincoln University. It's been there since the beginning, and at the moment it's the library and also IT, and also we have a really good facility inside to make sure that you will have good time. Even just for a short term coming for Lincoln University, we want to make sure that you have a really happy time with us. At the moment, Lincoln University ranked number 15 in the world according to QS ranking, and we are under the small university category. When we're talking about small university, we're talking about university that have not more than 5,000 students. So if you want to come to a really friendly atmosphere, almost like a family, you won't feel lost when you come to this university because everybody would know you by name. And it's not too big, so you don't feel really disconnected. I would recommend to be part of your overseas experience, and you can also claim that you has come to one of the top 20, which is we are number 15 in the world. So let's see if I can show you this video. This is Lincoln University, just in a kind of like a nutshell for you. Can you hear?
We can see the video, but I think we cannot hear the audio of the video.
Okay, let me have a look. For some reason, okay, for some reason the sound is not working, so I'm just gonna voice over. So you will see on the video, this is the atmosphere of our university, Lincoln University. We have a very good accommodation on the campus, and we also have several resident halls that are non-alcoholic halls. So if you're coming to Lincoln University and have a concern regarding living, I would like to encourage you to choose to be one of the resident hall, which are not non-alcoholic resident hall. And we also do full for students who live on the campus. So all the breakfast, lunch, and dinner will be taken care of in the buffet style. And you have access, full access to student gymnasium. And we have a really beautiful sport ground. The library is actually open 24/7 for you. So if you feel like you wanted to come to visit the library, or maybe you just spark some idea and would like to write your thesis or essay, or maybe your term thesis, you can come to the library, you know, in the middle of the night, because your accommodation and also the library is just walking distance. So on the slide now is showing some of the facility. We have a really good facility in terms of the lecture hall and also some of the small lecture study room. So it's like everything is there for you. And this is the atmosphere, one of the beautiful day at Lincoln University. So we do have the virtual campus tour. If you click into Lincoln University website, you can certainly go and have a look at Lincoln University virtual tour. Okay. So because we are focusing on students from the vocational and also undergrad program who would like to come for student mobility program. So I would like to focus the list of my program according to a bachelor degree. We do have a lot of master degree. Most of our bachelor degree continue on to master degree and also PhD. But as you can see on this slide, we are really good for sustainability, environmental, any program that doing anything to do with land-based. We are number one actually for many areas. We also have a really good program for hotel and tourism management. One of the popular program as well, along with other bachelor, is Bachelor of Science, focusing on environmental science and also food science. The other program that's coming up very strong for Southeast Asia student is Bachelor of Sport and Recreation Management. On this list, you would see that some of the program I had highlighted or put them into purple front. Those would have the internship, or some we would call them co-op or maybe capstone project, which means you go and you actually work with potential employers in the market, or you get the real experience of working with New Zealand company. So when you come to Lincoln, it's not just about experiencing 1 semester or 2 semester with an overseas university with a high quality, but you also will experience working overseas with the overseas employers. So these are our industry partners. So you would have a chance to work with them in terms of the experience, and then it will be really good on your CV. When you finish everything at your bachelor level, you are ready in order to go into the working world. So here's again list of our key partner. So as you can see that we have all ranked, you know, very wide rank of key partners. And this is another video which I'm not too sure whether the sound will come up. So let's play it. This is the video from our orientation in 2019. So you can see the atmosphere is really casual. We really friendly university. Everybody really happy. We taking care of you from day one. Make sure that you have all the bus card ready, student ID ready. Also, if you feel unwell, we have a clinic in university campus. On the campus, you can just present your ID. You don't need to do any money in advance. Everything will be taken care of. Just present your university ID card. So these are the atmosphere on the orientation day, which is really friendly. And as you can see, everybody is really happy, smiling. I'm not too sure if that's work. Can you hear the sound? Okay. So we take students just like everybody. we have February intake. We also have July intake. And if you feel like you can also come to us for November intake, even though November intake is a summer intake, so the semester go really fast. With the normal intake, February and July, normal semester would last for about 4 to 4.5 months. But with November intake, everything go really fast within 2 to 3 months. So students could come to study at Lincoln University just to make sure that you have IELTS 6.0 and no band less than 5.5. And this is the photo of our student accommodation on campus. As I mentioned before, we do have non-alcoholic resident hall. I really believe being a small university actually gives you a lot of advantage. So you will feel like a family and you will be well looked after. Because I believe when it's come to student mobility, it's not just about the curriculum and also it's not just about the study itself, but it's also about the atmosphere and the experience that you have and connect with your professor, your friends. And I want to ensure you that Lincoln University is one of the best options for you. So I leave my email address at the end of this presentation together with Lincoln University website. And I really hope to see you at Lincoln University in the near future. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Yu.
Terima
And I will,
kasih.
terima kasih. I'll agree so much with the sentiments. And last but not least, let us welcome Mr. Greg Huff, the Senior Manager International Mobility from the University of Massey. Mr. Greg, the floor is yours.
Kia koto, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your time. I know it's been a busy day, and so I'll just move right along to the presentation. But thank you for your time. So Massey University, Te Kuninga ki Purihuroa, is our Maori name. So it means from inception to infinity, the idea that Massey University can be a part of your educational experience for wherever you are in life and to whatever is going to be coming next for you. Massey has been a past partner with IISMA, and we're very proud to be hopefully coming back to you again and being an option for you. Just like all of the other universities, no matter what university you go to, you're going to get an excellent academic experience. And Massey University is no exception. We're ranked in the top 3% like the others. Large university with 25,000 students, although one of the big differences from the other presentations that you've heard is that Massey is the only university in New Zealand that has 3 full facility campuses. And so we are located in Auckland, which you've heard a bit about, in Palmerston North, which you haven't yet, and also in Wellington. So I'll talk a little bit about that, but that's one of those questions that we get is, since you have multiple campuses, how does that exactly work? And so some of that comes down to what kind of experience that you want and what kind of courses that you are studying and what we offer. But we are predominantly broken up into 5 colleges that you see here with big strengths in the creative arts and health, humanities and social sciences, a wide variety of the sciences, and of course, our Massey Business School. Now, over these next few slides, I just wanted to give you just a sense of the university since we have 3 different campuses of kind of the range of subjects. One of the key areas that we're particularly strong in is in the realm of agriculture and animal and life sciences. We have New Zealand's only veterinary science program, and also unique in there is our aviation school. We own aircraft and part of the airport at our Palmerston North campus. And then our business program is AACSB accredited and AMBA accredited with a wide range of subjects that is offered by the Massey Business School. Within the arts and humanities and social sciences, got to have a wide range of programs, a lot of really interesting psychology courses, and of course, some different languages that are open to all of our domestic and our international students. So it's an opportunity for students to really get exposed to a wide variety of things. We have opportunities within media arts, a lot of programs that are courses that are available to IISMA students that we are suggesting there as well. Kind of very comprehensive marketing and media studies courses. I had mentioned sciences earlier, and it's of course a wide range of everything from sustainability and earth sciences to, genetics and statistics, even some resource and environmental management as well. And of course, on the engineering and food side, we're particularly proud of our food technology program. As well as a lot of the other computer science and information technology. And then finally, we're also particularly well known as a sports university for sports and exercise science, kinesiology, as well as creative arts and design. Our creative arts and design program is actually one of the oldest programs. Our College of Design is actually over 100 years old, so it's even older than Massey University itself. So a lot of really interesting programs there. Now, IISMA is very wanting to make sure that you are going to have an excellent academic experience. And so they've laid out some expected outcomes. And so what I've tried to do here is just to give you a sense of some of the courses that we feel are very well aligned with what IISMA's objectives are. Now, these certainly isn't absolutely everything, but I just kind of wanted to give you a sense of not only the variety of things that we can offer in the different subject areas and some of the courses, but they do tie very well with what IISMA is hoping for your academic experience. And then I'll talk just a bit about the other, the student experience in just a moment. But like a lot of the other universities, just giving you a sense of where we are. So I had mentioned that we have 3 different campuses. All 3 campuses are located on the North Island of New Zealand. So starting kind of right in the central part. So our Manawatu is the name of our region. So there's an Auckland region and there is a Wellington region, but the Manawatu region is the home of our campus, and the city is Palmerston North. So this is the original campus. This is where Massey University started before it expanded into having campuses in Auckland and then in Wellington. So this actually is the campus with the largest range of subjects available because it was the original campus. It also is a lot of the home of our agriculture and animal and life sciences. But the town itself is more of a college town. So it's a little bit of a smaller town, about 89,000. So it's a great place for students that want to get out and have a smaller environment. It's about 6,000 students that are on campus. But you've got great access to half an hour out to the west are beaches, half an hour to the east are mountains, rivers, and gorges. We've got ski fields to the north, Forest Park to the south. So it's a great location to be able to explore New Zealand as well as getting a great academic experience. Now, our Auckland campus actually sits just a little bit north of Auckland. So it's a suburban campus. So it's not right in the heart of Auckland. It's about 20 minutes north in a suburb called Albany. And this campus academically has a really strong impact and kind of focus on finance and hard sciences and research and commerce, a lot of connections to business and to industry being a part of the Auckland super city. It's actually our largest campus with about 6,500 students there. But you have great access to a large city. So not having to live right in the middle of a city, but you still have access to the beaches and the islands out in the harbor, as well as the city itself. Now, for those students that are very focused on creative arts, our Wellington campus is a great location. It's right in the heart of Wellington's Arts and Culture District, walking distance from Cuba Street and Te Papa, and a lot of great public art. Wellington, as you've already heard, is a great city, very walkable city. It's a nice vibe of a city because you've got the politics side, you've got 2 universities. Victoria University of Wellington is there as well. So a lot of university age students. But this really for us is a lot of our journalism and creative arts and design. We have connections with Peter Jackson's Weta Digital and Weta Studios. So, film and screen arts are there. And it's a campus of about 3,500. So definitely our smaller one because it is much more of a niche campus. Now, for student life, there isn't one campus that's better than the other. All of them have support services. We have staff members that are focused on providing you with academic support or cultural support. We have disability offices. We have chaplaincy services. We have Muslim student centers and prayer rooms available across our campuses, and also student associations. So I think no matter what university that you go to in New Zealand, I think one of the best suggestions of meeting peoples, both other international students as well as domestic students, is just to sign up for clubs and societies. Now, again, this is not an exhaustive list, but I just wanted to give you a sense of there are a lot of different both social clubs and religious clubs and sporting clubs and just kind of fun cultural clubs as well that you can sign up for. So you definitely be able to find students that are interested in the types of things that that you're interested in, and being able to connect with other students while you are in New Zealand. Now, all three of our campuses do have on-campus accommodation. Because there are three campuses, it's a little bit of a difference. Some of them are more halls of residence. Some of them are a little bit more apartment, flat style. But the options when you're there are whether you're in a flat with other people or you're in a residence hall, you still have your own bedroom, which is really nice. If you're in a flat, like you see with these people, you know, shared facilities for cooking, but you still have your own bedroom, or if you have your own room in the hall. But there are resident advisors that are there offering different activities and support services in the halls. And then you have all of the academic and the cultural support from the staff and the faculty that are a part of the university as well. So lots of other staff and faculty around to help to make your experience at Massey and in New Zealand yeah, really rich and hopefully inspiring to you, and something that will help you to grow and to take some good skills back to your home university. Now, for any of you that are interested in full degrees, of course, we do have a wide range of master's programs, PhD programs. What's nice is we also offer scholarships for international students as well that are looking to do full degree programs. And for that, if you're interested in coming back, then there are also work rights that you can work while you are studying and then staying on in New Zealand potentially and working afterward as well. So I'm Greg Huff. My colleague IISMA is also available to help to answer any questions. And we just really appreciate your time. And thank you very much for being a part of this presentation.
Thank you very much, Greg, for the presentation. And let's conclude our info sessions today. So thank you all for the distinguished speakers who share the beautiful story about their university. And I would like to invite all the participants, if you have any questions to all the speakers before, you can raise your hands using the raise hand feature, or you can chat me in the chat box with your questions. So let's see, I see no questions so far. Is there anybody here who would like to ask? No one is curious about anything about New Zealand? Okay, if nobody would like to ask, then I would like to ask the speakers before about how the food is in New Zealand. I mean, like in Indonesia, majority of our students probably will be Muslim, which have halal dietary restrictions. So could you tell us about the food in New Zealand? What is the most popular, and what should our students try in New Zealand? Anybody want to answer? Roger.
G'day. I would just like to say that I mean, a huge range of food is available in New Zealand now. We have things like Asian groceries where people can buy spices and types of food that were not available when I was younger. So access to ranges of food is fantastic, and people expect that. It also, what that means is that halal food is readily available. So halal butcheries around the place. New Zealanders like to eat a lot of meat, and there's plenty of meat to be eaten. And I know our own students talked about putting on weight while they were here. There are three problematic words in English that relate to New Zealand. One of those is chocolate, and the other two are ice cream. And these are fantastic in New Zealand and readily available and easy to buy, and something that is delicious and people really want to eat. Of course, fish and chips are something people must try. And interestingly, ikan in Bahasa Indonesia is ika in Maori New Zealand language. Yeah.
I see. Oh, that's very interesting fact. Thank you so much, Roger. And I would like to ask Miss Sui, could I ask about, does your university offer any course related to Maori to our students? For the exchange student, maybe?
That can be arranged for the exchange because first of all, we need students to apply and then to know what are the subjects that, and of course, when they apply, we will know when they come in, then we would know whether that module or that subject will be offered for that particular trimester. So yeah, Maori studies is all over the trimester. So it's just any particular subject because it can be broken down in few other subjects. So yeah, so we will need to know when they come in, then only we will know whether that subject will be offered. So I hope that answers the question, Yura.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sui.
No problem.
And yes?
No problem. You're welcome.
And I would like to, I noticed that all of your campuses are spread around the New Zealand, right? Some of you are in the north, some of you are in the south. And I would like to ask that our students probably go to New Zealand maybe in spring. So how the weather in each of your campuses during that time? Can we start by Yopiolus maybe? Could you answer that question?
Yeah, the weather is actually it's kind of like different from the northern hemisphere because we are in the southern hemisphere. So for example, at the moment we are in summer. So you will get Christmas and Santa Claus in their t-shirt. So our Santa Claus will not come with snow, but we will have celebrate Christmas on the beach. Yeah, so it's something that is totally different from the northern hemisphere, but in general, June, July is where the winter is. And winter, we're talking about maybe 12 to 18 degrees Celsius. And summer, currently, we're talking about 13, and some good day, it can get up to 25 degrees Celsius.
I see. Thank you.
Yeah.
And how about you, Greg? How was the weather during spring?
Yeah, well, I'm originally from the Northern Hemisphere, and it is the whole reverse seasons. I'm not used to having Christmas, in a t-shirt and shorts. So I'd say, on the North Island, yeah, it's very, very similar. Summers we could get up to, maybe 22, 23. Some days will be 25. Sunny and warm. Winters here in Palmerston North. Don't tend to get that cold. In the 11 years that I've been here, I've only ever seen snow twice down in Palmerston North for about half an hour. We see it in the snow up in the mountains. So it's interesting where you can see the snow around in the mountains, but it's, it's just a little bit cooler, a little bit windier. So yeah, maybe down around, somewhere in like 12 to 15, kind of maybe on average. So not too, I guess that's the thing that, I see in New Zealand is you don't get as much of at least in the North Island, you don't get the huge extremes like you would experience in some other places in the world.
Okay, I'm sure that our students that come to New Zealand quite adapt to the weather there, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I just add to that?
Sure.
So in Auckland, we say that we have 4 seasons in one day, and students will actually experience that. One moment it's really very hot and summer, and you get that summer feeling, and the next moment the temperature just drops down. So you could be experiencing 4 seasons in one day. But it's actually a good experience. As Greg said, it's not too cold, not too hot kind of thing. It's not very extreme.
Okay, that's good to hear for our students. And I think that's enough for the info session. I would like to once again convey our gratitude to all the speakers who take your time to participate in today's info sessions. I'm sure that all the information that you have said, you have presented before is very, very useful to our future students that will come to New Zealand next year. Hopefully, a lot of students will go to New Zealand and to your campus as well. Thank you. Okay, now let us move to the next agenda. It is a sharing session from the awardees of 2023 IISMA program that have spent a semester in various universities in New Zealand. I would like to start by inviting Falinamita Kana Adindana Baban. She has go to the University of Canterbury, right?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, Falinamita.
Hi, Mbak.
What should we call you?
Well, you can call me Paulina.
Palina. Okay. Can you share your experience studying in New Zealand now?
Yes, of course. Let me share my PowerPoint, if that's okay.
Sure. Yeah,
All
sure.
right.
Go ahead.
Okay. Kia ora. First of all, thank you so much, Mbak Yura, and also Bu IOUI for the opportunity for us to share our experience. My name is Paulina Nababan, and you can call me Paulina. I am actually an accounting undergraduate student in University of Indonesia, batch 2020. But this semester, I got the chance to study at the University of Canterbury in Christchurch, New Zealand, as a study abroad student by the IISMA program. And today, I would like to share my experience when I was studying there at UC. And I went there as a group of 10 with my other fellow IISMA UC awardees. And here's a glimpse of what you guys can have if you guys are choosing UC as your future host university. Like you can have right balance of city life and also nature, and also being surrounded by an amazing and heartwarming people there in Christchurch, New Zealand. And if you guys are wondering how the UC looks like, well, this is the whole university that you are looking at right now. And I promise you that you'll never get tired of like strolling around the campus, because the campus itself is so beautiful. And we even have our own campus Sakura Lane, if I can say so. And we also have our tallest building, which is the Central Library, where you can study, and then you can post a story where you can put a caption, "Studying with a view," for real. And yeah, when I was choosing my host unis, I wasn't thinking about accreditations, but now I realized that I got the chance to study at UC, which is the second oldest university in New Zealand. And yeah, it's just a honorable chance for me to study at UC. And these are the programs that UC offers us as an IISMA awardees. We get a little bit less choices, but then I'll get into it later on in the presentations. And Christchurch itself is a city of opportunity, which ever since the earthquake in 2011, there's a lot of things that are being developed in Christchurch. So wherever you go, you can always learn something new about Christchurch, and maybe you can apply something that they do there in their city to Indonesia as well. And Christchurch itself is the second largest city in New Zealand, and it is the largest city in southern island of New Zealand itself, which is why I also choose UC in Christchurch, because I get to be exposed to a lot of diverse culture and lifestyle, which is also perfect for us as an international student, right? And Christchurch itself is also close by to some beautiful sceneries. Once my friends thought that I was going on a vacation, because I rarely post about studying and more postings about living in Christchurch, and they thought that I was going on a vacation because everything is just so beautiful. And yeah, and they didn't realize that I was going on a study exchange program. So that's why you guys have to choose Christchurch, because you can go a lot of road trips there. But don't forget to study as well, okay? And one thing that I'm going to point out is that Christchurch is really welcoming the international students. This was the moment when we went to the Christchurch mayoral welcome function, and UC also arranged us the transportations to get there. So they made sure that they support us with a lot of things that we need, which is also why I love UC, because of their student support. They have a lot of things that prioritizing that our mental well-being. So everything from UC is just supporting us as a student, especially as an international student. Based on my experience as an international student in the business school at UC, I love how they have the regular catch-up sessions with the students where we can talk to the UC team and we can have a little hangout with them. They even treat us with a bubble tea, and they also gave us free treats, free stuff, and free food, and a lot of free things there. So mental health is number one. And this is how the UC page looks like, IISMA website. And these are the courses that UC offers us last year on the IISMA 2023. And one thing to note is, please write this down. Please make sure that you guys know what is your purpose of studying abroad. Because in my personal experience, I want IISMA to be the place for me, or to be the journey for me to learn something new that is very different from my accounting background. Hence, I studied a lot of information system courses. And yeah, if you guys are going to convert your study abroad grades into your UI's or university's original home university's grades, then please make sure that you guys are choosing the right courses that are according to your curriculum. Please talk to your lecturers and also talk to your prodi as well. And these are just some information about the accommodations, and their accommodations are great. And it's also placed us in the UC accommodations because we have all of our needs all in one place. And these are our flatmates at Sonada accommodations. This was the moment when we held our Heroes Challenge, and these people are really in love with Indonesian culture. They are very open, they are very appreciative, and we got a lot of appreciations at that night. And this was the moment when we performed the Pendet traditional dance in Selwyn Cultural Festivals, and we collaborated with the UC Gamelan Ensemble. So there's a lot of things that you can do at UC and in Christchurch as well. And this was the moment when we have our student volunteering army collaborations with us. We volunteered, we did some tree plantings at Waikuku Beach, and this is the moment that we held Bulan Bahasa with Christchurch Indonesian community. And once my friend was kind of thinking that, is there any Indonesians there? But there's still a lot of Indonesians in Christchurch. Don't you worry about being homesick, because there's still a lot of people, and their cookings are really great. So you have to try their cooks. So don't miss every Indonesian's event if you ever get the chance to study at Christchurch or even in New Zealand. And these are the people that from the Indonesian Student Associations in Canterbury, or PPI Canterbury. And this was the moment when they held a farewell party for us as we were about to leave in Christchurch. And this was the moment when we went to the embassy in Wellington. And we also participated in some sport competitions held by PPI New Zealand. And yeah, we get to meet a lot of people there. We get to meet the other IISMA awardees also. And this was the looks of the embassy itself. And yep, if you guys are wondering what our life looks like, then do not hesitate to go to our Instagram page at isma.canterbury to get to know life in Christchurch better. And next, I will have my friend to also share her experience studying in UC. And yeah, enjoy.
Hi, kia ora. Welcome to University of Canterbury Business School. My name is Karina, and I'm the International Student Experience Advisor at UC Business School. So I will be the main contact person for you when you come to study at UC. I am originally from Indonesia, and I used to be an international student myself. I came here back in 2017, and I recently just graduated in 2020. I was majoring in Marketing and Operation Supply Chain Management. The reason why I chose Christchurch to pursue my bachelor degree is because Christchurch is a very nice city. It has a very beautiful scenery and then is very diverse as well. And there's a lot of opportunities for international students, not just inside the class, but also outside the class. Christchurch city is very accessible. Everything is close by. You can just either walk or go by bus or even drive. For those of you who don't know, Christchurch is actually the biggest city in South Island. And the city itself has a mixture of city life and also nature life. So in the weekend, when I used to study, I usually go out for a tramping or a picnic or for a kayaking. And if I feel like I want to go out to the city center, everything is there, from the shopping center and then the culinary place as well. There's a lot of restaurants to explore and it's very diverse. The thing that I love the most about Christchurch City is because of the location itself. Because it's in the middle of the South Island, it gives you an easy access to go for a road trip, which is the most important thing for international students. So usually during the midterm break, I always go for a road trip with my friends. And it's very easy because you just need to drive and you can go to Queenstown, you can go to Nelson, you can go to West Coast and everywhere around the South Island just by car. And that's the experience that I don't get back at home. Another fun fact about Christchurch, it is actually the most affordable big city in New Zealand compared to Auckland and Wellington. So you can get a very decent price for accommodation with very nice facilities because there's a lot of new houses here. University is very diverse. I got the chance to meet people from different cultures, from different backgrounds, from different part of the world. And that's the best part of being an international student at UC. Other than studying, I also joined few clubs at uni. And that's where I got the opportunity to know more people, to know the professionals around New Zealand, and also to know more about different cultures. The thing that I also like about UC is how flexible the classes are. So other than studying and join UC clubs, I also got a chance to do some part-time jobs during my studies. And that's where I get the extra money to do some road trip with my friends. If you want to find out more about the international student experience here at UC, please do check out the Instagram at ucnz.life. And if you have any questions or inquiries, please don't hesitate to contact me through WhatsApp or Instagram. Thank you so much, guys, and I really hope to see you next year at UC. Bye!
So yep, the picture on the right side is when we had our Indonesian Independence Day event with the PPI Canterbury and also Christchurch Indonesian community. And the picture on the left side is the last catch-up sessions that we had with the UC team. So overall, my whole experience was memorable and it becomes one of my 2020 highlight. And I wish the best of luck for you guys, and I hope that you'll get whatever things that you'll deserve. Feel free to contact me if you guys need some assistance, and thank you.
Thank you very much, Paulina. That is such a great presentation. And then, due to the time constraint, I would like to immediately invite Baginda Nurul Rizan and Muhammad Aldrich Al-Farizi, the awardees to the Victoria University of Wellington. Hello.
Hello, Mbak.
Hello. So which one of you are going to present it?
Both of us are going to present, and maybe I'll start first by presenting my screen.
Please go ahead.
Okay. Can you all see my screen already?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, so let's start. Kia ora, everyone. My name is Muhammad Aldrich Al-Farizi. I'm a student in the Faculty of Social and Political Science in Universitas Indonesia. And I was also one of the IISMA awardees to Victoria University of Wellington in 2003. But today I'm not alone. I'm also with Baginda. Binda, would you like to introduce yourself?
All right. Hello, everyone. Kia ora. My name is Baginda Nurul Rizan, but everyone just calls me Binda. I am a geography undergraduate student here at Universitas Indonesia, and I was also one of the IISMA awardees studying at Victoria University of Wellington.
Okay, thank you, Binda. And today we're going to share a bit of our 4 months experience of studying in Victoria University of Wellington. So first of all, maybe I'll start about why we apply for IISMA. So what makes IISMA interesting for us? First of all, that we think interesting is the IISMA not only offered a small range of experiences like studying, academic studying, but also a lot of skill and development opportunities. So, for example, IISMA also hopes that the awardees also become a representative of Indonesian culture in the host countries and host universities. So that's whether we are tasked to make a challenge like a cultural event or working with the local community to make a bond with the local community. So such as that. So for us, it was a broad range of experience. Like we get to learn how to conduct an event, how to coordinate with the host universities in conducting an event, or maybe we'll also learn how to represent and showcase our culture, and also therefore we also learn about ourselves too, about the Indonesian culture. So the second thing that what makes IISMA interesting is that it is a high chance that we will be traveling in a group. In Victoria, University of Wellington, IISMA awardees. Last time there was 15 of us. So yeah, 15 of us together. It is more a secure travel to the places, and then also we have more friends to have fun with. And another thing that what makes IISMA interesting is that there's also a lot of connection opportunities, which means that by representing ourselves and also Indonesia in the host country, we are also expected to make connections, whether it's with the Indonesian diaspora in the host country, also with the local communities, with the local student, and also with the international students. So it is quite a big chance for us to make a broad connection network. That's what makes IISMA interesting. And after that, for the efforts that we do, it's also a bit of an adventure or journey for us to be accepted at IISMA. Some things that we did so hard to be accepted is that we did a lot of research and info gathering before we got accepted about how to apply for the program and documents needed and EPT score, etc. And we also need to do some practice about our English because right now I feel that before I apply for IISMA, my English is not as good as right now. And after routine practice and after maximizing my EPT score, yeah, my English also well improved. So that's one of the reasons IISMA will accept you to be an awardee. And also another big thing about IISMA is that we need to make an essay and also do an interview if you want to apply. And also we need to formulate a strong essay to get accepted that contains our bright ideas for IISMA, but also realistic ideas. So after done all of those things, I got me and Binda and other awardees accepted to go to New Zealand, to the capital city of Wellington. And I can say that the 4 months from July until November were the best of our experience so far. The capital city itself supports a very healthy lifestyle. For example, like it's very walkable, and maybe around 15 minutes, 10 minutes, you can go to the beach, and then 10 minutes, 15 minutes another way, we can go to the forest. So it's very healthy. And also the food is there is very healthy too. Like 4 months in there, I didn't caught any cold or any other sickness. Meanwhile, 1 month back here in Indonesia, I already got a cold right now. So that's probably why my voice is a little bit different. And also the capital city of Wellington offers us more relaxed and environment and place to study with all the beautiful parks, beautiful weather, and also a lot of urban spaces that we can go to and have a relax there and maybe study or reading a book there. And also the Wellington city itself is very inclusive, very multicultural. There's a lot of other Indonesians in there we met a lot of Indonesians. Like one time we were walking at the waterfront, we were talking Indonesian. Suddenly, another person approached us and, oh, orang Indonesia juga ya. Yeah, and that thing happens quite a bit often. And another thing about the New Zealand, the thing that we love is the New Zealand culture that with the great environment there. Most of the New Zealand people, the Kiwis, love the great outdoors. So another strong points for a healthy lifestyle. And also what we find there is that they have a strong sense of social causes. For example, especially among the youth that we observe, is that they really care about the environment, about social justice, and also for humanitarian causes. And they're also very outgoing, so it's very easy to strike a conversation with local people or local student, but they also have a huge respect for individuality, what it means that also they respect their privacy. And in return, we are also expected to respect their privacy as well. And after this, Binda would explain further, more detailed about the campus life in Vic Uni. Binda, go ahead.
Thank you, guys. Hi again, everyone. So I'll walking you through a day in our lives, basically, in terms of campus life at Victoria University of Wellington. So what you see here are the campuses that we studied in. To your left is actually the Calburn campus, which was the main campus that all of us, the awardees, went to. It is a very beautiful building, perched on top of a hill above the city, so you definitely can get some exercise in while walking to campus. Plus, you get some amazing views while you get some work done, which is always great. And to your right is the Te Aro campus, which is the main campus for design and architecture. Some of us actually took a design course called Design Interaction, and this is where we went to for lectures and tutorials. Next slide, please. Okay, so no matter which campus you go to, Victoria University is a really great place to study. It has a very lively student atmosphere. This is actually, to your left, is actually the hub, one of our favorite spots. It is located at the heart of Calburn campus. It's where all the fun events and activities take place, and it's actually the venue for our cultural event hosted by the IISMA awardees called Nusantara Fest, where a lot of people turned up to explore Indonesian culture. There are lots and lots of workspaces for you to study comfortably. My personal favorite is actually the library, but there are also cafes and other restaurants for you to get some coffee or food to keep you company while you study, which is something very important for us students. Student services are also there to help you. They got you covered, don't worry. The university offers help in your studies, such as student learning, where you can get help with certain skills, such as writing essays, which sometimes we find difficult, especially as international students. The university also puts a lot of attention to our well-being, whether that be physical or mental. Students can just visit the Mauri Ora, which is a center where you can get medical and counseling services. So yeah. So these are some of the courses that were offered to us by IISMA and also Vic Uni. These are the courses that I took, which are social and cultural diversity, what is religion, introduction to international relations, as well as Maori society and culture. And what am I studying here at UI? Geography. So these are definitely different and definitely outside the realm of what I'm studying. But I think multidisciplinary knowledge is very important, as we all know, in the 21st century, as today's biggest challenges require more of a holistic approach to their solutions. When it comes to the learning system, it's quite different from UI or any Indonesian university, as well as I know. The learning system is divided into two, which are lectures and tutorials. Lectures are where you sit in a larger theater, lecture theater, and that's where you mainly get your course materials from the lecture, and tutorials are smaller classes where you can further discuss the things that you have learned in the lectures with your fellow classmates as well as tutors. I'm gonna end this presentation by explaining a little bit about what it's like being an international student at VICU. As IIS previously mentioned, Wellington has a very inclusive community that is very welcoming to everyone, regardless of where they come from, and the same goes for the community at VIC. When I think of the international community at VIC, I think about one thing, which is visa, which is not something that you expect, which is not something that you think of, but visa actually stands for Victoria International Student Association. I was able to participate in many events hosted by this student organization, such as International Night and International Week. To the second photo on the right is actually from a international trivia night, which we participated in and won second place in. It was a very fun night. So this granted me exposure to different range of cultures, backgrounds, and perspectives, and I just made a lot of friends from all over the world, which is a very rare opportunity. Another great opportunity given by IISMA as well as VICUD was the ability to become ambassadors of Indonesia. We were able to share our culture with students and university staff, and we were so happy to receive such high levels of enthusiasm from everyone. Yeah, thanks. Okay, so I really wish I could go on and on about our study abroad adventure, but our time is limited. I would just like to say the international student experience at Victoria University of Wellington is truly a journey of growth, discovery, and global connection. And IIS and I truly hope that you can experience the great opportunities that are given by VICUNI as well as the IISMA program. For those of you who wants to know more, we actually are organizing a Q&A time in our IISMA Fairways at our Instagram at IISMA Fairways. So hop on there if you want to ask some questions. But other than that, thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you so much, Faris and Ginda, for the presentation. I would like now to invite Miss Adriana Mayra. She is the awardee to the University of Auckland.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon, everyone. Okay, first of all, I would like to share my screen first. Give me a moment. Okay. Hello. Okay.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for that. My laptop suddenly blanked. Okay.
That's okay.
Kia ora, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Adriana Mayra, and I am one of the awardees, IISMA 2023, to the University of Auckland. So today I'll be sharing my experience and my friend's experience in studying at the University of Auckland as an international student. So first of all, I'd like to share my story on the IISMA application in itself. So for the month of January and February, it's mostly just preparations for IELTS, but also choosing my host university. So initially what attracted me first to the University of Auckland is the courses. I've always wanted to learn more about environmental studies, and I never got the opportunity to back in UI. So this has been a wonderful experience and a wonderful chance for me to learn more about things outside of my major. I'm actually studying international relations here in UI, and I would love to learn more about environmental studies. So that's initially why I chose the University of Auckland. And then during the month of March and April, it's mostly submitting documents to IISMA. And fortunately, I got accepted to the University of Auckland as my first choice on the month of April. And I left for Auckland in the month of July. And I spent 5 months there until the month of November. So next, you're probably wondering, what's it like there? What's the campus life there? So here are some pictures of the campus. So in the first picture, it's one of the classes that I take, which is environmental sociology. And the second picture is actually the University of Auckland awardees in front of the ONG Glen building, which is this amazing big building. And then the next one is in front of one of the lecture halls. So next. Academic-wise, there are a lot of great things that I experienced. First of all is the understanding lecturers. The lecturers there are so understanding and very communicative. So me and my friends usually have a lot of concerns, especially as an international student wanting to adapt to the new academic system. As the previous presentations mentioned, the academic system is quite different from Indonesia. So the fact that our lecturers are very open to talk to us, there's this thing called office hours where we can have appointments with them and talk to them literally about anything. My friend actually talked to them about just like Indonesian life back at home. So I think the lecturers there are just very kind and very understanding of us. And then the classes are also very accessible. Everything is very walking distance, especially from my dorm. There are 3 dorms actually that are offered to us, which is the individual dorms at TTT, but also group dorms, which is at the Carlo Park Student Village. And both of them are walking distance to the campus, which is very nice. And lectures are actually optional. You don't have to come to lectures because they offer lecture recordings, so you can watch back the lectures. But also they're also very active. I think this was mentioned before in the previous presentation, but classes here we have lectures but also tutorials. And I think tutorials here at the University of Auckland is so active and so intimate that I get to learn more about the materials there. And the University of Auckland is also very active in opening study groups and just overall open study spaces so we can have a great academic experience. And lastly, considerate assignments. I feel like the assignments there are very considerate of our academic schedules, and they're very open to us international students who may or may not be able to have a great understanding of the academic system. They also offer things like compassionate consideration, where they can reevaluate your grades just in case there's a force major happens that may impact your academic experience. So therefore they may reevaluate your grades to comply with that. So here's a picture of me with one of my lecturers from the environmental sociology class. This is Mr. Manuel. I miss him so much. So next is the non-academic life. The University of Auckland offers various clubs. I remember going to the Club Expo once, and there was so much to choose from. One of my friends actually take on a club called the Dessert Society, so you are not gonna feel left out, I guess. The University of Auckland also offers a lot of events here. I offer a picture of a lot of posters that are usually signed on the campus dorms, and they also offer a lot of events before or even after exam periods, just so the students can relax and also still have fun during exam periods. For the facilities themselves, the University of Auckland is very open and inclusive. I remember that they offer psychological consultations for free, especially for international students, and they also offer free gym membership for the University of Auckland students, and they also have a lot of study spaces around campus that are also very walking distance, literally everywhere. So yeah, they're very mindful about students' psychological and physical well-being. And lastly, something that I would like to highlight is the volunteering experience. This is actually something that I get to experience here at New Zealand, which is I did a lot of volunteering. I did tree planting, and I also did a beach cleanup, which I think is a very fun way to explore New Zealand, but also learn the culture there. So I would say the University of Auckland is just a very student-friendly city and a very student-friendly campus. So what are some cultural differences that may be I may have experienced in New Zealand? So one of the things that I would say is quite different from Indonesia and New Zealand is that New Zealand has a slow living environment, a slow living pace. Me personally, I'm actually a very slow paced person. I do not get things finished very fast. So when I got to New Zealand, I didn't expect that at all. And it definitely helped with my experience and how I enjoyed living in Auckland and New Zealand. Here's a picture actually of me and my friends, the fellow University of Auckland awardees at an Indonesian event. They're very active in having Indonesian events there at the University of Auckland. So don't ever feel like you won't ever feel homesick. It's because there are so many Indonesian people and they're so welcoming. So next, some memorable moments that I would like to mention. Firstly, the diverse culture. I live in a student dorm where they accept a lot of international students, and it has been such a memorable experience to meet a lot of people from various backgrounds, and meeting new people and introducing each other's culture has been amazing. One of the opportunities that I get to have is learning about Maori culture. I took a class in the contemporary Pacific where I get to learn about Pacific people and Pacific Islands, which has been such an insightful experience. But also a memorable moment for me is getting to know Indonesian people here. There has been a lot of Indonesian events in Auckland, and I'm so grateful that I get to know people there, Indonesian people there, and sharing our experiences and hearing their stories in Auckland. And yeah, it has been so amazing. Then next, I would say traveling and exploring Auckland. Auckland is so big, as they say, it's the biggest city in New Zealand. But I love that there's a place where it's just city, but there's also places where it's just nature. I got the opportunity to explore some of the islands close to Auckland, such as Rotorua, Rangitoto, and also an island called Devonport, which I have such fond memories of. So definitely exploring and traveling around Auckland is a memorable experience. And lastly, the study experience is also very memorable. I remember the slow living pace, like I said, has been such a great experience for me. I'm able to balance my academic life, but also travel and explore Auckland and have fun. So I would say that's also one of the memorable experience of being an international student at the University of Auckland. So that's it for my presentation today. Ngamihi, thank you. For any more questions, you can contact me through my email, and you can also contact us, IISMA Auckland awardees at isma.ua. Before we end, this is actually a picture I took in Devonport while I was hiking Mount Victoria, and you could see how amazing and beautiful Auckland is. So I hope you guys would want to come to the University of Auckland and experience Auckland, you guys. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Adriana, and the other awardees as well for sharing such a priceless experience during your journey to New Zealand. Now, like the previous session, I would like to invite the participants, if you have any questions to the awardees, you can raise your hands, or you can, I see that. From Hilwa Shafia, to all awardees. Hi, thank you for sharing about IISMA in New Zealand. I have one question to ask. As a Muslim student, I was curious about the environment in universities in New Zealand for Muslims. Is the host university's environment in New Zealand can be considered Muslim-friendly, such as accommodating the accessibility of halal food and prayer facilities for Muslim students? Thank you in advance. Maybe we can start from Valina.
Yes, okay, Mbak. Well, thank you for the questions. As far as I'm concerned, and based on my experience and my friends' experience as well, UC itself, it's a Muslim-friendly campus because if I'm not mistaken, there's 2 prayer rooms, I think, one in the library and one is the UC Musola, if I'm not mistaken, and it's just around the campus. So if you guys are wondering where you guys can do your prayers, then there's a lot of places that you can choose in UC. And for the food itself, there's a lot of halal food choices in Christchurch, especially. And in UC itself, they have a canteen that also offers halal food. So, and even if it's not halal, they would like having a disclaimer things that will show you that it's not halal. So it's so easy to find halal food, and the prayer facilities is just right around the corner of the campus. So it's a Muslim friendly campus for UC.
Okay, thank you. How about in Wellington?
For Victoria University is also very Muslim friendly. During my time there, there's also a prayer room for each campuses. Like Kelburn campus have one, PPTN also, Tiaro also have one. So I have no problem at all to do all my prayers like 5 times a day. I also can do it in my room, but every Friday there's also a Friday prayer in the prayer room. But sometimes we also went to the Kilburnie Mosque. So there's one quite big mosque in Wellington. One time we get there, and it's also a very nice place, but we don't go there very often because it's a bit far, and the prayer room in the campus is much more closer. So yeah, we usually go there. For the food, Binda would like to answer that question.
Yes, so for halal food, I feel like Wellington is very inclusive when it comes to that. You can find halal, like Mr. Roger mentioned before, you can find halal butcheries and halal restaurants. You can also like ask the clerks or the waitresses if whether the food is halal or not, and they will give you a list of all the dishes that are halal or not. So yeah, you don't really have to worry about that.
Thank you. And how about in Auckland?
Yes, we're also very Muslim friendly. I think I forgot to mention this. I remember that there in Auckland, people are very accepting of new cultures. I personally never had a bad experience with people there. So they're very accommodating to new cultures and stuff like that. So I would say it's also very Muslim friendly. In campus, we have a prayer room, which is also very walking distance to each and every campus at the University of Auckland. And for halal food, there is also a lot of halal butcheries and halal restaurants at Auckland or in campus themselves. As Baginda has mentioned before, you can also ask the clerks if the food is halal or not. One experience that I had in one of the in my dorm, there usually is so many events where they offer food, and they're always very accommodating to that. They will always tell you this food is halal and this one is vegetarian. So I would say do not worry at all about that. So thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope this answer Hilwa's questions about the Muslim friendliness in New Zealand. Is there any questions? Okay. Okay, I think I would love to extend our session, but due to time limitation. Okay. Okay, I think we can answer one more questions before we end our session today. from Universitas Negeri Surabaya. The question is for Kak Valina Mita. Or if the other awardees could answer my question, it would be nice. Thank you for sharing your experiences and give me this opportunity. You said that studying in UZ is more affordable for the living cost than some cities. Could you tell us more how much is the average living cost for university student there, or based on your experience? And what about in other city or uni? Thank you. Oh, that's very important question as well. So, Valina?
Yeah, that's a very interesting question because actually from the IISMA itself, there's a little bit of gap that the IISMA gives us for the allowance, since the North Island is, as far as I'm concerned, it is more expensive than the South Island. If the other awardees would also try to answer later. And yeah, when I asked most of my friends there who's studying there as non-scholarship students, they would probably spend around 1,500 NZDs per month for their accommodations, for their living allowance as well. But yeah, I think it is much more affordable than the cities and the universities in North Island. So yeah, it is better to, if you want to save up some money, then probably you can choose UC because there's also a lot of free food as well, and it saves a lot of money as well.
Yeah, you mentioned that before. A lot of free stuff. And about the living cost in there. Maybe Ginda could answer.
Right. So in Wellington, it's the capital of New Zealand, so everything is a little bit more expensive than other cities. But as far as I'm concerned, I can also speak from my friends. The the living costs that were given by IISMA, it was really accommodating, and our halls were also catered, so we did have more than enough money to get by. So I don't think there's a concern. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'll agree with you, Binda, because from the IISMA program, they gave us just enough money to get by, and also especially that we choose the dormitories that we got. It's catered, and also there's free laundry. So technically, after we pay for our dorms, we did not really need to spend any more money for food, for laundry, because so technically every week maybe we only need to spend for probably for the washing, for the laundry. But other than that, yeah, it's quite affordable.
Okay, that's very nice to hear. And how about you, Adriana? How much do you spend?
Okay, I would say for Auckland, it's a bit more expensive than maybe Wellington and Canterbury because it is a big city. But I would say after you pay for the dorms, like I said, they're very accommodating to the students. The laundry is free also. And as I've said before, there are a lot of events here at the University of Auckland or in the dorms themselves. So they tend to offer free food as well. So I would say, even if it's a bit more expensive, I would say you could still get by.
Okay, thank you very much. And that's ending our session. As much as we want to answer your questions, due to time limitation, we have to end today's session here. If you have any future questions that you would like to ask, either to the speakers or to the awardees, you can reach them out by the social media they have, like such as Instagram. I see Instagram, and then email, and also WhatsApp. So we have come to the end of our agenda today. I would like to thank Ibu Uri and also Pak Rahmat and our esteemed speakers and also our awardees on behalf of Universitas Indonesia as the organizing committee. Thank you for taking time to come here and share many precious information and insights to us. To all the participants, thank you for joining. We hope this session is insightful enough to help you for your future IISMA journey. Thank you and have a nice day. Bye-bye. Thank you.